Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jo, I am Belushi Stitches here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. This is a stitch with me. There's some talking in it, some sort of gaps of silence, so you can just hear the background traffic, which I like to think of as ocean waves now. I'm working on Adrift. This is a Selina Fenech piece, which is designed by Heaven and Earth Designs, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. For those of you who are very new to my channel, this has been my focus piece for the year and I'm on the last page, and I've always wanted to show you how I've been getting on, or show you my stitching as I've been doing it, but I never got around to it. So I thought, as I'm running out of time on this piece now, because I am quite near the end, I thought I would show you. This is 18 count Ada. I'm just setting myself up, which is why I'm talking to you here. There is a bit of wobble. It's not actually the camera, it's the stand that my piece is on. When I actually start stitching, I do try to sort of keep it in one place, keep it a bit more stable. I do have some questions, I think, towards the end of this, so I would love to hear any of your responses in the comments. I'd love to hear how you do things. Over to me. Bye.
Hello everybody. So it's the next day and I am just going to do another little stitch video, or rather just stitch and put a camera on it. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you may or may not have seen my story. I put up a little story just to show how I kind of now break up block stitching. So in the pattern, now this isn't gonna, you're not going to be able to stitch this from what I'm showing you, but this is, everything that's highlighted is what I need to now stitch in this colour. It's quite a lot. So instead of stitching, yeah, it's like an awful lot. So instead of stitching kind of 20 by 20 across, like 20 across and then 20 back and 20 across and 20 back, I wanted to try and find a way that I could count less, or count once and then that's it. I do find that if I'm stitching just 20 out and 20 back, I end up checking my counting a lot because I don't want to make a mistake in block stuff that I then have to try and find. It's really hard. Well, it's all hard, isn't it? But so what I've done instead is I've done, say, however many I've stitched across here in a row, and then I've just gone down, so all of this is stitched in the same colour, the whole of this whole section. But what I've done is just done a couple of little stitches down in a row in the middle of this block area, and now I'm just going to fill this bit in, and I do feel like I only have to sort of count once, so I know there's 16 stitches in this bit. Once I've counted, is there 16 stitches? Yes, then I just go there and back, and I only have to count it once, whereas I end up counting to like 15 and then 18 and then 20. And then when I go back and do the top leg, I count another 20 just to make sure I've done it right. So anyway, long story, quite boring. What I'm doing is stitching a couple of stitches down the middle of the block and trying to break up the whole of this block section into something a bit more palatable. And then I'm just filling in the gaps, essentially, and hopefully only having to count once. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm just going to stitch it. And that's it. Okay, bye. Added cat hair. Well, nothing new. Just untwisting my thread. Got my hand caught on it, on the other side. Did it again. Thought you might appreciate a slightly different view off to the side. Don't know if that's better. Yeah, let's try that. Sometimes I do split the thread, split the fabric. Don't go quite into the right place. Okay, that's me just counting underneath. So even though my dominant hand is underneath, it's still not brilliant at getting the right hole straight away. I am slightly not in my usual kind of position because I do have a camera slightly above me, to my side of my face, but my right hand, sometimes I fly through and I get the right place every single time, and a lot of the time, like today, I do not get the right place, and I have to sort of stab the fabric. I've split the fabric there. I have to stab the fabric a couple of times to get the right place, but I cannot stitch with my hands the other way around. It's a better job than my left hand would do. Then again, So once I've counted 16, I don't have to do any more counting. Because I know I'm just stitching to the end of this bit here. This is definitely quicker. Stitching this kind of middle break. And what I don't like to have, or what I try to avoid, is having like a straight line. So if I was stitching this and I was kind of, I don't know, stitching to a page line, having a line, because it does show on the front often, but this is so kind of all over the place. You won't have a clear line of a stitched dent or a line of an edge like where you stitched up to. So it does hide that, and it just makes stitching blocks a little bit more palatable. But I do think, so that was 16, and I do wish I think going forward I might just make my blocks kind of maybe like 13 or 14 across, like the stitch bit here, 13 or 14 across. I think 15 for me is mentally too much, man. But I've started, so I will continue. That was my tummy rumbling. I've had coffee this morning, but I haven't had any breakfast yet. Well, coffee is my breakfast. And for those of you that are watching to this bit, I can let you know that I am at 97.33% into my piece. Just count these. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Another 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The whole piece is 229,600 stitches, and oops, I've stitched 223,476. That is 97.33%. I was at 14% on January the 1st, and I'll go back to no talking in a minute, but if anyone's watching this bit, I started the year at 14%. It was about 32,000 stitches, and I was watching everybody's whip parades. I know I've explained this before in my Flosstube, so apologies if you are watching this bit and you are hearing this for an I don't know, an 8th time. But I was watching people's end of year whip parades, and people were talking about their plans and what they're going to do. And I realised I just had so much started, and I was trying to work out a good way to stitch on all my full coverages and do all the things, and I just realised I couldn't do everything. And this was my biggest full coverage piece, so instead of picking the smallest full coverage piece and finishing it sooner, I realised if I went from smallest to largest, I just wouldn't have got to this piece this year, and I didn't want to go into another year having done a tiny amount on it or whatever. So count the next row. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Lovely job. So I decided to stitch on this one and make this one my absolute focus piece. I'm just going to move the camera a tiny bit. Okay, sorry. I actually decided, so I didn't stitch on this one on the 1st of January, even though I say I do. It's 1st of Jan was the day I was sort of, I think probably watching Flosstube, making my plans, don't know. But on the 2nd of January, I stitched the 1st and the 2nd stitches to make up for it. Oh. And so I kind of made a promise to myself that I was going to do it. I was going to stitch on it every single day, finish it on the 31st of December. And I've overstitched on it in, well, quite literally, I have done enough now. I'm ready for this one to be finished. But also, when I say overstitched, what do I mean? I mean, I surpassed my target, let's put it that way. Which means that I was actually able to bring down the length of time I was going to have to stitch on it. So instead of the 31st of December, I brought the end date forward to the 30th of November. And actually now I am going to be able to do this in November. I'm aiming for next weekend. Whoops, try that again. Missed the loop. There we go. Whoops, sorry, my fault. Obviously my fault, I'm the only one in the room. But it does mean that I have sacrificed stitching on other things. I can feel a bobbly bit. Can you see that there? Tiny bit of thread kind of clinging to the floss, and it's making a bump every time I pull it through. It's really annoying. Some of them you can get rid of, but actually I think this one is part of the... Oh no, I can get it. Yeah, irritating. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it means I've sacrificed stitching on other things. So I haven't stitched on any of my other, well, apart from the odd one here and there. I haven't stitched on any of my other full coverages. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool. So I do have a plan for most of my full coverages next year, apart from 2, and 2 of them unfortunately will be pushed back another year. And they are my Escher piece, 3 Spheres 2, and my Lorna Lane B, which, if I'm honest, I might change my mind on. It's just that those are the 2, apart from this Adrift one, once that's done, B and the Escher piece are the 2 largest full coverages. And I know that 5 minutes ago I said I picked my largest full coverage, but I can't keep doing that, otherwise they will take me forever. So, but 2 of the full coverages that I am going to do are the Fenech, rather, the Robin, which is also by Lorna Lane, and Mugshot, the Mugshot Cat one, which is by Tanya Bond. What else am I going to finish? I've got an astronaut piece. I'm going to do that one. And oh yeah, there's one called Love, which is the two cats with the noses touching. What else? That might be it actually. It might just be 4. Oh, sorry, that was a proper wobble. I hit the stand. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now and do a little 5 minutes. It's just noises. So, going to get another thread and these keepers. So if you are watching to this point, whoops, I would love to know if you enjoy a couple of things. If I've just thought of some things I want to know. I would love to know if you enjoy block stitching a big block of colour. Cat hair. Or do you prefer stitching smaller blocks of colour? Do you enjoy confetti stitching, where there's a lot of colours in one small section, as opposed to just one colour in the same section? Or are you a bit like me, and when you're stitching block colour, you wish you were stitching something else, and when you're stitching confetti, you wish you were stitching block colour? I would love to know. So that's one thing. The other thing is what's your kind of stitching speed? Do you ever do like speed stitching to get things done? Oops. If I have one colour like this, I should have counted, but I can sometimes get 250, 300 stitches done in an hour in the morning before work, which is why like the bulk of my stitching is generally done in the morning. But hang on, sort my thread. Once I get to not one colour, and quite a kind of bobbly area, I just don't know what I'm talking about. When I get to a place where there's more stitches, more different colours, not necessarily confetti stitching, but just lots of colour changes. That's what I'm trying to get to. I'd be lucky if I can get to 100 in an hour. And some of it I'm quite leisurely with. I stitch a little bit in hand sometimes. Not on this piece. Oh, that's a good one. Do any of you stitch your full coverages in hand? 15. Is it down? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Just checking. I know that Christy does, Dr. Christy. She's stitching a Heaven and Earth design in hand. The puppy. But I have to say as well, just while we're on, well, slightly related topic, you may have already heard me say that I'm stitching with a Nerge hoop. It is the, oh, I don't know, I think it's, it's the number 3. So it's they come in 4 sizes, I think, or the pack that I bought did. This is number 3, so the second from largest. And I have to say that since switching from a circular hoop to this nudge frame, I have perfect tension. Well, very good tension, and I do not have to tighten it or adjust the fabric. With the hoop, I constantly had to pull the fabric tight and tighten the screw at the top. I haven't had to do that once with the nudge hoop frame, whatever. So I can recommend. So, are you bored yet? 36 minutes. If you have watched this properly, like listening to my nonsense, thank you so much. And if you are stitching while I'm stitching, please let me know what you're stitching on. I'd love to know. I'll look them up if I don't know them, you know, because I don't think I know every single pattern in the world, although I feel like I've bought every single pattern in the world. Anyway, yeah, let me know. I will look them up. I would love to know if you've been stitching something alongside watching this or listening to this. I'm just going to count again. I've done something weird on Pankeeper. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's better. Momentary panic. On Pattern Keeper, I'd stitched this one. I've obviously just knocked it with my massive, massive fingers. So it didn't match up, but it's all okay. I'm just going to stitch to the end of this thread and then pop this one up. But yeah, I wanted to say thank you for watching. Thank you for following my adrift journey. If you have been following my adrift journey, it's been quite a journey. And again, I'm open to your feedback about whether this is acceptable wobbliness or bad wobbliness, or acceptable focus or not acceptable focus on the stitching. And before this, I actually tried clamping my Siesta Stitch Master to my Lowry stand to try and get it to stay a little bit more sturdy. That didn't work. I've got weights on the bottom of this, but it's not to do with the base really, it's to do with the rest of it. I'm not entirely sure what I can do, but I've nearly finished this piece anyway, so it's not going to be a thing. I am planning on starting a chatelaine next year if everything goes well. And I will be using it on this Stitch Master frame. I need to try and find a way to make it slightly, well, quite a bit less wobbly for you all, if I can. I'm going to make this my last row. If my thread holds out. This tail. Will I make it? Will I make it to the other side? Yes, I will. And what I do is I actually just do the bottom leg of the next couple of stitches. It just helps me be able to pick it up really quickly. There we go. And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you've gotten this far, I really appreciate it. And hopefully see you soon. Bye.
Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm now going to put in the whole clip, but sped up so we can see it all stitching up really quickly. I'm going to try and get the last bit of Adrift recorded for you all as well. But I hope that you've enjoyed this. I would love to hear your comments or your thoughts on some of my questions. If you did like this video, please do hit the like button and the subscribe, ring the bell. Feel free to share my Adrift journey as well. So yes, I'm just going to put in a little clip now of everything sped up. But thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Bye.